Alright, so this is the M46 Patton, the Tier 9 American medium tank. How to make this tank is pretty average overall, unless you do this. Now this tank is good. But we don't play it like that, so it's not that good. It's fine. It likes pen with AP, obviously, and the armor is questionable, mobility isn't great, and compared to the things that you compete in Tier 9 as a medium tank, there are a couple of better options. Depends on the matchmaking. This tank doesn't really do too well in Tier 10 games, but when you're top tier like this, it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I'd probably still pick the MX30 over the Patton, and I definitely pick the Leo PTA over the Patton from the non-auto-loading or auto-reloading Tier 9s, and I probably pick all the auto-loading and auto-reloading Tier 9s over this, apart from the batshit AP, because that thing is a big stinky poo-poo. That is a big stinking poo-poo. But the Patton is kind of in between the stinking poo-poo and the good Tier 9s. Unless you load full APCR, and then it kind of joins the good Tier 9s, as you kind of get rid of your one glaring weakness in this thing. But we'll play it with AP and see what we can do. My spawn wasn't very good to go to the one line, which is rather unfortunate. The position is very strong to hold. But hopefully we can make some havoc from the middle as well here. Wreak some havoc, I guess. Oh well, we'll see how it goes. Oh, look at those 150 frames. I'm actually running G-Sync right now. Not running that G-Sync today. Alright, so we are gonna go in the middle. Would have been nice to shoot that little shit. And we did. Very nice. Could have gone into tracking, but I'm bad at the game, so I didn't. Oh shit. Chrysler. Why are they bullying here? Oh, the Leo got bullied very badly. Are they never gonna stop? Gotcha. Didn't realize he lost so much health so quickly. This is where pen issues will come in play for sure. Can't really pen the Patton almost, or the Chrysler almost anyway, and probably have an easier time to pen that, especially if he's angling that poorly. But not quite there. This angle is really bad if they're camping the base. That trade, I guess, kind of sucks to lose the repair kit on that. But yeah, even penning stuff like Chryslers in this vehicle is rather tricky. If you don't want to be more mean to this tank and just say that it's really bad at penning even Tier 8 heavies. We gotta go do this, I guess. Very good roll there. As you can see, the gun handles reasonably well. You don't really have to bother to aim it too much when you're moving around and turning and so on, which is kind of what you'd expect from American mediums these days. But, you know, if you haven't played these kind of tanks, then that's definitely one thing to note. We didn't even scratch them. Kind of had a chance there, but kind of threw it. And this is like where that low pen really comes into play and shows its ugly face to everyone that's willing to look at it. And it's rather unfortunate. Just like this Artie trying to focus me all the time. Also rather unfortunate. And you know, all of this can be overcome by just pressing through and losing a lot of credits every game. So that is definitely there. Or that's something to note if you're the kind of player that doesn't mind it. But for someone that plays it free to play and doesn't really want to lose all the credits every game, finding yourself in a fight like this is a really miserable experience, because there's really not that much you can do against an E75 in any kind of angle. So the question is the Yak Tiger on the balcony there or not? He might not be looking. Yeah, there he is. Kind of aimed at the road wheel and got him in the center mess somehow. And this is like the best kind of matchmaking for us, and we still got stuck shooting a tank we couldn't pen for a very long time. Also, obviously, with AP comes the bad shell velocity and so on. There's just so many things that this tank doesn't quite do up to the 2020 level of other medium tanks. The pen, the shell velocity, all those things that a high pen APCR would easily solve. And, you know, it is easily solvable, just gotta lose credits every game you play it. But as far as I'm aware, it's just not worth it. The tier 10 isn't really good enough to justify losing a couple of million credits while grinding through this thing. It's just not worth it as far as I'm aware. Like, you're much better off grinding the Leo and not losing all the credits all the time. It's a better tier for tier than the tier 10 pattern. I think it's about the same. They have kind of different weaknesses, but it's, I think, about the same. It's also kind of middle of the pack. Not truly horrible, but not nowhere near the actual elite tanks of its tier. Yeah, I should edit the PC specs. I will do that. Alright, so there's the Endplay 2.7. I mean, it's okay, but in that kind of matchmaking, that's really where this tank should be shining, but all it takes is meeting one tank that has a bit too much armor, and there goes your all your hopes and dreams, basically. Alright, so worse matchmaking here in Westfield, but map arguably actually could be better for me if we make some sneaky plays in the middle. So we'll probably do that. But yeah, overall, like, it's just kind of pretty obvious that this tank has been in the game for quite a bit longer than a lot of the other tier 9 mediums that just get that APCR, get that 250 pen. And if you compare it to the MX30, the MX30 arguably gets better turret armor as well, with the gun mantle actually being quite tricky to pen. Surely nowhere near reliable, but the pattern isn't reliable in any means either. So that's not something you lose on the MX30 in comparison to this. Gun depression is obviously a pretty good advantage in this thing, but I don't think it makes up for the bad shell velocity, bad pen, and the bad mobility, and, you know, the non-existing armor. Alright, so here we're gonna push our little ass in the middle, and probably mix or split our attention between the heavies and the mediums if they ever get spotted. We don't really have very heavy presence on the field side though. Also, I'm not sure why they're not shooting these dudes. They definitely can. They definitely can. Probably push this tree down. Might give me that extra camo I'm looking for. Nice. Come on, FV. Blast him. That pattern accuracy. This is not really a place you want to get spotted too badly. Wow. Can really appreciate that shell velocity when you have to lead shots like this. Quite surprised I even hit that. It's not gonna be anything close to a hit. This FV is just really taking his chances by just sitting there. Lucky to even hit that, but hey, I'll take it. Alright, another one. Sure. Probably gonna have to try to help out these heavies. What the hell in the way there? Penetration. 333, huh? Looks like our team's kind of eager to mess with these people here, so maybe I can join that party. Also, obviously don't want to feed the 155 here if I have a choice. So it looks like our team isn't really all that much on top of this anymore. I will play the close angle and hope that my TDs do enough support so I don't die here. Not sure if it's a good idea or not. 5120 is predictably losing all his health. Surprising absolutely no one, of course. That's a really disgusting angle to look at that guy in. SDB will... Well, no, actually, he's not going to even be a problem. Oh, the Superconk actually just died. Just like that. No, that's a disgusting angle. With his lack of gun depression, he can cover his lower plate and actually get the gun depression. That's really, really disgusting for me to fight against that. Shouldn't have the gun depression to mess with me. Oh, it did actually. Mean. He's a mean boy. Alright. There goes that. Let's find the rest of them, huh? There they are. A lot of TDs in this game. Oh, there comes my fucking bane of my existence, huh? The Jacques Tiger. Or the Jacques Tiger, I don't know how you want to call it. It's not really French, so I don't know what you would call it. The Jacques Tiger. I'll have the pen even for the side armor of that thing. Nothing to do about that. Don't really want to get penned by the Yak Panzer. Not that I do want to get penned by the Yak Tiger either. What the hell is in front of him? Is it just fences or is it something solid? It's just fences. How was that? Max roll, tracking, and damage in the same shot. Very cool wargaming. Alright, well, armor seems to be carrying. Yeah, that Yak Tiger reload, man. Kind of just watching if I can get the Yak Panzer as well. Doesn't seem to be the case. Alright, could try to look for the WZTD. I'm not sure how healthy he was here. Come on, Rox, what are you doing? That TD has incredibly bad side armor, but you gotta hit it first. Also, I think that's the small gun on that TD. Which probably still means I can't he probably still can one-shot me, so it's actually not that much of an advantage for me. We shall see, though. Spotted there is probably into my advantage. That is the stock gun. I'm not sure how stock of a gun it is though. Guess it doesn't really matter that much. Alright, Yak Panzer 432 and a bunch of mediums on the other flank. Shall see what we can do here. It's a really silly angle to play in that tank. Then again, it's a very silly tank to play to begin with. I guess there's another tank that the pattern beats out a bit. Pretty solid game for me so far. Gotten quite a lot of use out of this tank. Now, obviously, I would love to not eat a Yak Panzer shot or a Gorilla shot. It's also not really the kind of tanks I'm really happy to fight against, as my pen is lacking. Well, the Gorilla is obviously not. That's not the problem with the Gorilla. Gotcha, just going full W key here. And the Yak Panzer just completely ran away. Why so much HE in this thing? Because the AP sucks, I guess. But I might actually regret this in this game. I loaded the AP HE because you just said how little or how much HE I'm carrying in this tank. So it's like, well, it's a grill. I should try to use some of that HE effectively while I still have it. That guy died up there from a Yak Panzer that wasn't spotted still. It's gonna be a hard game to win due to the light tank numbers on their team. Guess that helps. I suppose that helps. Still no clue about this Yak Panzer, and the closer we go to the edge of the map, the riskier it gets as well. As the Leo snipes become our actual real problem. I don't think he could have seen me there. Alright. That's neat. Not a one-shot for the Leo, but very close to it. That's a PTA, not a Leo one as well. I'd like to avoid getting spotted here until I reach these ridges. Nice. So that's the game. Actual good one for a change. Just playing our hull down angles just paid off in this game quite nicely, right? Just checking. Getting spotted or not is a good indicator where about the Leo might be. I think he's probably up on that hill still. So let's go try to find him. Should be enough for an ace wanker here, but I don't think we're gonna get the 7th. One would say tier 9 pattern is good. I think this is more of a case of flexible medium, just having a nice game. It's flexible, I don't think it's good. Like, the flexibility can help you get these kind of games a bit more often, I guess, but overall, like, you really see a lot of this tank's weaknesses. So I managed to get that. Very nice. Very nice. But yeah, the fact that you can just obviously load gold and kind of remove all of the tank's weaknesses is pretty nuts, right? It's the good old, you know, free-to-play balancing. Pretty solid game overall, though. Managed to be relevant for the entire time. 1700 base XP, sure. I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright. Well, I remember, let's reduce the amount of HEs. Don't need 15. Almost ran out of AP in that game, so gotta be cautious of not overdoing it. Alright, last game. Will be hard to beat the previous one, but maybe we get some more descriptive, or a game that shows off the pattern in its real form a bit better. But yeah, the flexibility is definitely there on the kind of plays that we made, like ridges all around the place, good gun depression. It's just, you know, kind of lines up nicely. But once you get to these fights with the actual armored hull down tanks, then you really quickly start to realize how irrelevant your turret armor is, and all the snap shooting in the world will not really let you pen tanks actually actively fighting you. So that's kind of like one of the things you need to try to do in the pattern as well. Just try to find people who aren't actively fighting you and give you some angles you can actually snapshot and pen with this amount of pen. Double RD tier 10 game with 2430 Us. First play we're gonna make is park up on this corner and push some trees down. It obviously alerts the ARTA about the position being used, but this left tree gives a lot of cover from this angle here that I usually like to peek from the other side. But there is a good chance we get blind shotted here. Alright. I thought he would just W key there, but not quite. Team has a pretty weak presence on this side. Usually makes it kind of a difficult experience. They're gonna wait, we're never gonna shoot him twice anyways.
Enemy armor is damaged.
So might as well just wait so he can't retaliate in that angle.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
It isn't that difficult pen though, I don't think. He's angled pretty poorly there. With a decent amount of pen, it definitely wouldn't be difficult.
That one didn't go through.
He actually has to get in the cushion, which is a bit nuts for how he parked there, but once again, we shall see what we can do. Again, heavily lacking team on the outside there. Definitely become quite a big problem. Our mediums are on the beach, which is the last place mediums should be, but that's what we have to work with, unfortunately. Let's see what we can do here. 277 left, maybe I should go on that middle butt and mess with the 430U plus the 705 maybe. Yeah, so the right side is really screwed, but nothing we can really do about it ourselves. We're probably better off just joining the lemming train and trying to get them out of that beach. No snapshot for me today. Again, no snapshot for me today. And again! Very cool. Has that Russian shield up, you know, not much we can do about it.
That one didn't go through. Track hit.
Very cool, Arta. Very cool.
Enemy armor is hit.
That was neat. His repair speed was just slightly better than my reload all this time, making it rather annoying to keep him pinned in a spot. Oh man, this 430 really has some Russian magnets on. Not sure if I would have planned the upper plate in that angle. Being on the top here is not ideal, but as long as we get off it without taking too much damage, it should be fine. Love the C50 play.
Penetration.
Okay, so getting the 430U. I guess he went for a ram. I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually do more ramming damage to a 430 frontally than he takes. Okay, handle this now. For those tracking shots for that extra XP. Go as well. Alright, it's time to try to find the rest of them now. Which might be rather tricky. The way this is going. Then again, our team has their base. We could technically just cap this out. Come on, Patton. Gotta hit shots like that. It's kind of the entire appeal of this thing is the shooting on the move part. But I'm not very consistent about it. Seems. That's solid 500 damage from artillery for better gameplay experience. That shot would never have hit with the shot velocity anyways. That RD shot actually puts me in a pretty shitty position here, as I would have really loved to have those 500 hit points to trade against these last survivors instead of just getting fed on by artillery. Holy crap, man. This is the pattern. I know. A previous pattern that was a fluke. This is the pattern. This is the kind of experience you sign up for when you play this thing. That is the, you know, pattern in a nutshell. This is what it's all about. If you love missing shots, this thing is for you. And you know, sure, you could say I'm not fully aiming, but it's not. That's kind of like against the point in this vehicle. It's not really about fully aiming. It kind of kills the entire, you know, advantage of this tank, which is the snap shooting. No tracking there, unfortunately. That 140 really disliked this STB, man. Still one arc left. Well, pretty solid combined still, even with the, what was it, like full 5 misses in a row. But overall, I mean, the pattern, like I said, it's kind of like in the middle of the pack. With full APCR, it's closer to the top of the pack, but with AP, it's kind of in the middle. It definitely has its days here and there, as the second game kind of showed, but overall, it's the gun kind of lets you down a bit on the chassis that it is on. But, you know, compared to a lot of other tier 9s, this is not that bad. There's quite a list of tanks that are quite a bit worse than the tier 9 pattern, so yeah. That is the pattern. Hope you liked it. Alright, is the Type 61 better? I don't know, I don't think so. I don't like the Type 61. Alright, that's our games. Average damage of 4k, assistance of 2k. Not bad, not bad. 6k combined average in 3 games. I'll take it. Obviously, the second game is very lucky, pushing us way over our actual averages, but then again, there are so many games in so many different states I played in this thing that stuff isn't too accurate.